Have you ever wondered why some of the people that make it, no matter what happens, they just make it? And have you ever wondered why they continue to move forward when everything looks like they should be failing? Well, so many people wonder why. And today, I've got a great young man here with me today, and he's going to tell you about this new book that he's a part of. That's right, and he's risking it all. Risking everything. Have you ever risked everything? Well, today, if you're wondering how to risk everything and still have it all, be prepared because today we're going to knock your socks off with our 15 minutes of success to help you get your 15 minutes of success. So as you come in, go ahead and share this with a friend and share this out, not just with your friends, but also with your frenemies that need to know how to risk it all and still win. We'll be right back.
15 minutes is all it takes to jumpstart your day as powerful entrepreneurs share what they do so you can be successful too. Welcome to 15 Minutes of Success.
After a long and losing uh, a job of 20 years and going through a painful divorce within the same year, our guest today, John Emery, he embarked on a journey of self discovery. And, that journey led him to deeper authenticity. It led him to soul searching, but it also led him to his truth. And while he was going through that journey and becoming a podcaster and actually becoming an author as well, he learned a lot about himself. And one thing that he learned is that he wasn't afraid anymore to take risks. And so if you're afraid to take risks, or you need to take some risks, but you don't know how, our guest today, he's going to show you how. So get your notebooks, get your pens. Let me take this gum out of my mouth. Get your notebooks and get your pens, and let's get ready to win because the next person you're going to hear from is John Emery. Welcome to the show. He's here,
Please welcome
folks.
podcaster, life checkmark, and amazing author, John Emery.
All right. What? Welcome, John. It is so good to have you in the house, and I am so happy to have you here at 15 Minutes of Success. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate it.
Fantastic. So today, John, I talked a little bit about who you are and kind of what you do. I didn't want to spend so much time telling people about what you do and who you are. I wanted you to come here so you could have a word and tell people a bit more about your podcast, about your ability to write, about your ability to compel people to change their lives for the better. So, John, let's get you acquainted with our audience. Tell them a bit more about you.
Yeah, sure. So I am a podcaster of Life's Checkmark, where people come on and share their journey in life. I'm looking for people that want to share open, real, authentic, vulnerable conversations and just see where it goes. That has been something that just became a passion of mine after navigating through the job loss of 20 years that you mentioned and being told the word divorce in the same year and finding myself along the way. So after that, it was probably about a year and a half later, I found myself sitting at this event not too far from me. A podcaster actually was running the event. It wasn't on podcasting, it was just about like growth. And I found myself at a breakfast table with him and a bunch of other men, and they all got up and left except for one guy. And he asked me what I want to do. I said, start a podcast. So he said, "Do you have anything?" I said, "Well, I have these 10 Facebook Lives where I was interviewing entrepreneurs like a year prior to this event." And I said, "But that's nothing I want my podcast to be." So
Right.
I didn't do it. I hesitated. And then 6 months later, I heard them still in the back of my head. I did it. And now it is what it is today. So that's what got me on the journey.
Awesome. So if you don't think you can do it, John's telling you, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because he started out being unsure. But now, not only are you sure, but you are helping people turn their lives around, turning their podcast into great successes. And along your journey, you keep meeting successful people. And you met someone that I happened to write a book about or a book with and became a Guinness World Record holder. And that's none other than Emilio Roman. And of course, his amazing wife, Daniela Roman. So I wanted to find out how you met and what inspired you to kind of be friends and start on his most recent project.
I'll tell you what, he came to me. He saw me on Facebook doing what I'm doing, podcasting, and my podcasters hub that I have with other podcasters. And he's like, "I want to start a podcast." And he's like, I want to work with you. So he mentioned the book, and I was like, "Well, let me jump into this book too, because I have a lot I can say." And I never saw that coming. I never saw writing a book. Now it would be the third one, but I just never saw this happening with just podcasting. So that's how I got to meet him. I got to actually meet him in person, I think back in March or May of this year, somewhere around there, just traveling through Philadelphia. So I'm looking forward to this weekend to meet him in person again, and his wife and everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that you guys are going to have a great time. And folks, we're actually both in the book. And I got to tell you, this is going to be a great time for so many of us authors to come together, the speakers, the authors, the whole community to come together and break bread and share some of our dynamic stories and go deep. So with that, we want to tell you a little bit about our book. And our book is called, John?
Born to Risk.
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
No, it's Born to Risk.
So
I thought you were going to shout it out. That's why.
No, I figured I'd give you that honor, but I'm gonna share this with you guys. Check this out. Let me see if I can get it. And so if you want to see more, you've definitely got to be there. That's just a shot of Born to Risk. Some of the things that's going to be happening this weekend in New Jersey. And so, John, you're going to be traveling out there. You're going to be a part of this. Tell us what people can expect to hear from you when you hit that city. And it's in Philly, right? Look at you, Doggy.
Yeah, she likes to get in on the action too. So I'll be there Friday night. I'll be podcasting with a couple of people that walk in through the door. Short little, podcast, nothing crazy like I normally do. So I'll be there to talk to hopefully and connect with a bunch of people that I've never met before, just online. And then Saturday is the big event. So I really don't know what to expect besides the videos and everything Emilio was telling me about besides the speaking opportunity. So I'm just looking to have fun and learn and grow with other people.
I absolutely love that. And so I heard you say you're going to be doing some live podcasts. So tell us about that.
Yeah, it's just going to be in person. I'm not going to broadcast it live. So I'll just plan on sitting at a table, hopefully get a little bit of a quiet space. We'll see how it goes. So I'm anxious to find out what the area looks like as far as the restaurant that we're in. But
Awesome.
yeah, again, it'd be like maybe 5-10 minutes. Nothing crazy because there's gonna be a bunch of people.
And so here's the thing, everybody. He's so modest, okay? He's so modest. So share this out. Share this out. You have over 160 podcasts, and you're ranked in the top 10%.
Yeah.
So, folks, it's not just going to be something simple. And he knows how to bring a message out of a person. He knows how to go to the heart of a message and really connect with people. So, what are you hoping for, John, when you connect with people there? Because we got, this book has gone deep. People are sharing real deep stories of divorce, of being unwell, uh, losing everything and gaining it all back. So, what are you hoping for when you get to engage with a lot of these folks as a
I'm hope-
podcaster, but also as one of the authors?
Yeah, so I'm sure my time's going to be limited with certain number of people that are there. So I'm hoping to at least connect with a good, let's just say 15, 20 people, and have some good discussions with them and get to know them. And then we could chat offline, when we're away from each other. But let me just tell you something real quick. So he gave me the first book, and I
Right.
was able to reach out a few people, and some people I already knew in the book that were already on the podcast like a year ago.
Yes.
But I did have Yara come on, and so she shared her journey with me on my podcast after I read the book. Otherwise, I would never have known her.
Wow.
So it's a way to it's a way to read a book about so many people and get to learn about all these people in one book.
There's oftentimes people that write books with so many people around the world. And that's always a great thing. But this particular opportunity that we have is kind of second to none because I shared this in a meeting that I had before. When COVID hit, we almost lost Emilio, and you probably are aware of that. And having gone through some of the things he's gone through, and having gone through some of the things you've gone through, what do you think is one of the key components that you've got from him, from his story? And then I'd like you, if you would, just to segue a little bit into your story without giving too much away.
Yeah, so I did not know that about Emilio with COVID, but I do know about his last adventure he had to deal with moving and stuff in the past year. So it was resilience, right? Something came up, something happened, but he just kept pushing through to get out of it and move forward. And now look at him, right? So now he's doing a lot better, him and his wife. And I'm sorry, what was the part of the second question? What was it?
And so first of all, I want to say this. So you shared with what he went through with the homelessness, so to speak. And,
Yes.
and I brought him on the show and we had a wonderful show and we talked about it. And I talked about his COVID experience and almost losing him. And I remember a guest, Dr. Bryant, shared that my right now is not my always. And so, isn't that interesting how he went from having COVID to doing well, but then to being homeless because of a mold problem in his home, to where he is now, and his right now then isn't his always. And so even your right now is different from what it was before. So as I bridge to that, how has your story evolved? How has your before changed to what your right now is right now?
It's evolved a lot, and it's still going, right? I think everybody is, right? We all want something to happen overnight, but it doesn't. So we have to just keep moving forward. And just pray and just know that something's going to give eventually. So, navigating through everything I went through in the past 4-5 years or so, it led me to where I am today, not knowing I was going to start a podcast, not knowing I was going to be in 3 books this year, not knowing I was going to be speaking on 4 stages this year. I started a podcast. I never saw that coming. So you can flip the script sometimes and people start from the other side and then start a podcast. So
exactly.
Here's an opportunity to do something.
So I want to step back and I want to ask you some questions about what made you know that when you started your podcast that you could do this, and that you didn't have any excuses, a way out. that you were not going to give up? What inspired you through that?
Good question. So I apologize first because of squeaky toy, but
It's
yeah.
okay. My phone keeps dinging, and like folks, we were in the studio, and I said, John, let me turn my phone off so it won't keep dinging, right? And it's been dinging and dinging, so it's okay.
No, yeah. That's wants to play, right? Yeah. So for me, I started a podcast, not looking to grow an audience, not looking to monetize it. It was just for me to go, well, how is everybody else dealing with something in their lives and navigating through it? And so like I just bled into what my why was. And I still carry that today. And that's why I keep moving forward. So my mission is that somebody can listen to it, watch it, and know that they're not alone going through whatever they're going through. And hopefully they reach out to me, the guest, or somebody else they might know, and know that they can get help, right? Because we all think that for whatever reason, we're all navigating this by ourselves, and we're not.
Exactly.
And then they can share it with somebody else too, if they know somebody that's dealing with that. So that's what keeps me going. It just knowing where I want to get this podcast to get out to other people.
Right. I like that. And, like believing in your journey is a major key. But also, I think sometimes during the journey, you got to kind of stop in your tracks and then you got to go deeper inside and really know yourself and love yourself and trust yourself. How did that evolve for you?
Yeah. So for me, it's my values, my mission, my vision. So I always say I got it on two walls in my room here. And so and on my phone. So you can always go back to that. And like, that's how I want to keep showing up. So podcast or whatever it is, I want to make sure it aligns with who I am and where I want to be. And you can go back, you can change that. Like it's not set in stone. You'll probably pivot a little bit because you're not just going to go crazy. But, but I suggest real quick, I'll suggest that, do that. But if you haven't done that, do that. And it's not for your business, but for yourself.
That's great. That's great wisdom sharing right there. That's great wisdom sharing. Let me ask you this. A lot of us, we get stuck sometimes, and we get stuck because we're worried about what other people are going to say. We're worried about what if we don't do it so good? They may not like my hair. They may not like my face, or they may not like what I have to say, or I might offend somebody. And so we have this fear that I'm not doing it right, or I'm going to make a mistake. So how did you overcome fear, and what would you tell someone who is locked in fear right now?
Yeah. Well, nobody likes my hair. So it's just all about giving it a shot, right? And so that's for me, like I was always like afraid of the camera. I was always afraid of what are people going to think, right? And so you just got to get over the fact that other people are just more worried about themselves than they are worried about you. And they just project onto whatever you have to share. Like for example, real quick example would be somebody that wants to do a podcast. They're afraid of the camera. Well, I'm offering somebody later this week to come on, and she'll just talk to me and not like stare at a blank camera, right? And so she's just going to do a solo episode just to get it out, right? And I think that's the trick, is you just got to carry them through baby steps, and eventually you'll get there.
Exactly. I love that.
I just love sharing the podcast analogy stuff, just to go with everything.
I love that. And that's a great thing that you're doing that, because that's really paying it forward for that person as well. And also, I think when we look fear dead in the face and we look at what our weaknesses are and what our strengths are, it helps us to really grow and be better, not just in our personal lives, but also in our business and in our relationships with others. What do you think about that?
Look fear dead in the face.
And deal with it, not just look, but deal with it. Because I really believe if you don't deal with life is going to deal with you.
I think for me lately, it's been come down to faith. And that was a journey in itself for me for probably the last 2.5 years alone. And I'm still navigating that, but I'll be honest, I've gotten a lot stronger in that, and just praying and believing that whatever is meant to be is meant to be, and just keep carrying through. So universe, God, whatever you guys want to believe in, I just say, just keep moving forward with it, right? Because we only fail if we fail and we just give up,
Exactly.
right? You have to just keep moving with whatever it is you want to do.
And I like that. I like that point. And I really believe that what you value is what you do. So if you really value whatever it is that you're doing, it's gonna really push you even forward more. What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, again, it's my values and stuff and everything too, right? You have to, right? If it doesn't align with you, then why are you doing it? If somebody's going to offer and say, "Hey, come this way, navigate with me, go in this direction,"
Mhm.
if it doesn't align with what you're already doing or the direction you want to go in, why would you drift in that direction? It's not to say that whatever they're doing is wrong. It's just not working. It's not for you at the moment, too. Maybe you navigate that way later on. Who knows? But just
Mhm.
stay in alignment. That's all it is. Like, again, if it was Emilio coming up and going, "Hey, you want to do this book? Born to Risk," and I'd be like, "I don't know. Is it in alignment with me? I'm not sure if that's something I want to do." But it was just for me. It was, first of all, I was able to speak prior to all this, and then
Right. Mhm.
now, like, books come up, and I'm like, well, let's just give it a shot. Let's just see what happens. I never wrote for a book before. Let's go.
Mhm. Awesome. I absolutely love that. And it's really about handling our own truth, and expressing our experiences through what we've been through what we know now. And if we haven't done something, to be able to say, hey, I don't know how to do that. I've never done that, but I'm willing to give it a shot, because that's when we're able to really experience new experiences. So what was the scariest part of writing this book for you?
Picking one of the risks, right? Because there's a lot of risks. I
Yeah,
believe it's a risk to do something and a risk not to do something, right? So
exactly.
we can all sit around and risk our lives just sitting around doing nothing. But yeah, that was the hardest part, picking one, and because there's many, and so that's what it was.
I like that. I like that. And so let me ask you this, because you said, like, just taking that risk, right?
Yeah.
So here's the opportunity. Emilio said, take this opportunity. And by the way, Emilio is on another show right now. Let's see, be here, chiming in and all that, everybody. But for those of you that just joined us, make sure you put on replay and share this along with your friends, your folks, everybody. So you had this opportunity, right? And even though you were afraid, you said, you know what, I'm going to take this opportunity. And I really believe that change is your opportunity for greatness. When you change that in that opportunity and you make it worthwhile, it really adds to your greatness. How do you think this book, Born to Risk, is adding to your greatness, but also the greatness that you're sharing with other people through your podcast, through your business, and through your life?
Well, first of all, it's my greatness is, again, just meeting these people, and the speaking opportunity he has. I don't know. I know it's a judging thing and stuff going on.
Yes.
That's new for me. I never saw judging for speaking, right? So that's different. So I'm willing to take the opportunity there and take the leap and see what happens in that. I've spoke before on stages for 20 minutes, not for 2 minutes. So we'll see what happens there. And then, for people that are following me along my podcast journey and stuff like that, I, look what it can do for you, and
Exactly.
that's just a podcast. If you already have a business, like, you could just start a podcast, and it's just
Exactly.
another stage, another lever that you can use for your business, or meet all these people. They could have you come on and get to meet who you are, totally. All you have to do is say, I have a podcast, and everybody's raising their hand, right? They all want to be a guest, but they all don't want to have one.
Yep,
So,
that's true. So I just want to thank you, one, for being here, sharing your love, sharing your light, telling your truth about, hey, I was kind of afraid. I never did it before,
sure.
but you stepped out, um, and God, the mother, the father, the universe said, okay, John, we got your back. And you got through the chapter. But here's what I want to ask you, especially for those of you, because I do a show called Books to Boom Your Business. And a lot of times people get books within them and they stay stagnant. So, what would you say to a person who's saying, John, I hear you. Dr. Lotus, I hear you, but I don't have anybody to help me. What would you say to them?
Seek help. And I do want to say I saw a post on Facebook just the other day about 0.5% only write their books.
Right.
And I don't know how true that is or anything, but then the person commented and said that's 1.7 million people. So just think of all the people out there that have been wanting to write a book but never did it. So
Exactly.
I think if you have something in your head, you want to share it to the world and put it in print, or it's just going to be a PDF or whatever it is, right? I think just do it and just give it a shot. For me, being in this book and some other ones, a lot of people have been saying stuff to me like, not a lot of people do that. And, for whatever reason, there's that risk. There's that,
Yes.
they're scared. It's the fear. I don't know why. I don't know what that is. But yeah, just overcoming that challenge of writing something and then saying, wow, I have the one here that I was just in a couple months ago, and just to hold it in your hand and go, I did it. Right. I think that's really cool. So I would definitely say, reach out and look for help, some support.
All right, fantastic. And also, I would say to everybody, please, please, please go ahead and follow Emilio's page. And I'm going to put it right here for you. Go ahead and follow our Born to Risk page if you're able. And I'm delighted to give you an invite to the page. I'm going to put it right here in the chat for you in the comments. And I want to thank you, folks in DC. I see you, folks in Kansas. I see you. I'm going to bring you guys all up. But here we are. This is the link for you. Please be sure to go to Emilio and Daniela's page and check them out. And I'm going to show you our Born to Risk page. I want you to go there and connect with us, because who knows, you may have a book that you want to get done. Hold on a second. Here we go, folks, that you want to get done. And look at this page. I want you to hear the energy from Emilio. Check this out.
Hey guys, listen, it's almost 8 o'clock here this morning, Monday. My God, we are days away, 4 days to be exact, from the Born to Risk Mastermind here for Friday, August, my God, 15th, right? And then the 16th, we have the yacht experience. So rare opportunity. We just got, unfortunately, some disappointing news, because we love our community and we get excited, right? It's like a family reunion. And so we've had two folks that from their different parts of the U.S. One's from Chicago and another one is from a different area here on the East Coast. And they were all in. And unfortunately, things happen and they can't make it. And as you all know, we talk about all the time, opportunities are never missed. They're just picked up by someone else. And so as unfortunate as it is, they can't make it. This opens up a door for someone else. So if you know someone who's been interested, because we have put, it was sold out, and it was sold out 100%. And Daniela and I were talking about this yesterday. We were like, how many events have we put on? And we were going through the numbers, and we were just reminiscing about the breakthroughs that people have had, to include Jose Escobar, who hit 7 figures, and he attributed part of his success, and we don't take it all. We're honored. He put it on video, how he made and connected with so many people at an event that we had 80 people. We curated a really tight room, and he goes, out of those 80 people, 70 became part of the CLA, right? We've done this for many people. Jose was just one of the many people that was outspoken about it. We've done that for Nikki Cuesta. Nikki Cuesta is now teamed up. She has the Bomb Global. And we've got dozens and dozens of stories that people don't come out there thanking us, but we receive it.
So I just wanted to hold this up for a moment, because right here is something that you and I have been talking about, John, about the networking opportunity. So there's 2 more seats, folks. There's 2 more seats available for you to be here. So I welcome you to be here. I welcome you to connect with Emilio, connect with Daniela, and get involved. Get there. You're going to get to meet John there. And who knows, you might even get interviewed by John. What are your thoughts, John?
Sounds great. I hope whoever's listening or watching this can join us. It'd be great. Let's fill
All right.
fill the boat, fill the room.
That's right. Build a boat, build a room. And here's what I would say to that too, folks. If you don't take the opportunity and the opportunity, then you can miss the opportunity. And speaking of opportunities, I want to talk to you about checking your mark. Here's an opportunity for you to connect with John at that event. But if for some reason you don't make it there, you can still connect with him. You can go and check him out on his podcast on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. And also, don't forget to connect with him. Here are some links for you to connect with him. So, with that being said, I see Angie. Angie said, get your ticket to take advantage of the event. It may be a lifetime experience, and I'm sure it's going to be a lifetime experience. The event by the Romans sounds amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. And so, John, let me ask you this. I know you're going to be there. I know you're going to be decked out, looking smooth with your nice hairdo.
That's right.
Because we're talking about hairdos here.
I think about a comb over. That's what I'm going for.
Come over.
Yeah.
Sure, you can use my comb.
All right.
So with that, John, how can people connect with you before you get there so that maybe you guys can set up a time to actually do a live, or maybe to go out and have a cup of coffee and get scheduled for one of your next shows? How can people connect with you then?
Yeah, so the best way, like, you can connect with through Facebook Messenger and just like that, or I can drop my email if needed. But yeah, as far as like something prior to it, it's going to be really tight. So I got a lot of stuff filled up, and I'm connecting with some people before the event as well already. But if they're interested in learning about podcasting or maybe potentially being a guest, then same thing. Just jump on Facebook, message me, and I'll type in my email too. That's the best way. So I will tell you, I'll be honest with whoever's watching, listening to this, I have a list of potential guests to come on. So it's just mad crazy when I release my calendar. And I just say that, I say that so everybody's prepared, right? So it just fills up pretty quick. And then I do stuff like this. So I'll do a 20-minute intro to make sure we're a good fit before we even schedule a podcast episode. So to me, it's about building relationships first. Not filling out a form and then I check the box and say, yes, you're good to go. And I don't really know who you are.
Exactly. And that's good, John. And that's good because I don't bring people to my show without meeting them and talking to them and making sure we're a good fit, because the energy has to be right. And so I give you a thumbs up on that. And so folks, make sure you connect with John, and you can connect with him. You can send him an email. He'll be happy to connect with you via email, and his email I'll put also in the comments so you can copy and paste it. We want to make it really, really easy for you. You can go there and get his email. Go ahead and connect with him. Tell him you saw him right here on 15 Minutes of Success, and you want to be successful, so you want to talk to John. Okay, so with that being said, John, I just want to thank you again for being here. What are some final words of wisdom that you'd like to share with folks? One, about the Born to Risk book, why they should get it, and give them maybe a couple of lines from your chapter.
Yeah, so mine's basically about me taking the risk of podcasting, not knowing where it was going to go to where it is today, like I said. And so I would recommend getting the book because, like I mentioned before, when he gave me that first one, I was able to read through it, and it was probably 30 people. I didn't count how many people were in there, but there's people I already knew and people I didn't know, and I was able to get to know the people I already knew a little bit on a deeper level because their chapter was different than how I knew them already. And then again, the new people, I had no idea. So I was able to reach out and connect with them because there's the opportunity in there where they have their email, phone number, whatever they decide to provide. So that's why I would get the book. It's a great way to find out about a whole bunch of people in one spot.
That's true. Awesome. So remember this, folks, we are the sum total of our experiences. Those experiences, be they positive or negative, make us the person we are at any given point in our lives. And so with that said, I'm going to share the last word with you, John. What do you think about that quote about the sum total of our experiences? Those experiences, be that positive or negative, make us the person we are at any given point in our lives. Because your experience has made you a heck of a podcaster, a heck of an author now, and a heck of a person to talk to just to say, I want to share my story. John?
Sum total. Wow, this is a interesting question. So I think and it's not done yet, right? So it's just a collection of where I am today. And it's got me to look at things differently. It's got me to learn from so many other people, um, whether they are well known or not, and it's for me, it's been the podcast guests and stuff like that. So I'm able to absorb the energy, whatever they decide to share with me, and either share that to others or hold it for myself, or not use it at all if I don't feel like it's something there. But the sum total has completely got me to a place of opportunity, a place of growth, and it's not over. So I'm just going to share whoever's listening to this or watching this, like whatever it is that you're experiencing, whatever you're going through, don't give up. Seek help if you think you need help, and don't be afraid to like reach out to me or Dr. Lotus and stuff, and just ask around. Like I might not be the person for you, but I might know the person for you, right? And if they aren't the person for you, they might say, "Hey, I know somebody," right? So that's how I say, yeah, you're not alone as we navigate through this life.
That's awesome. And the last thing I'm going to say, folks, great words of wisdom, by the way, John. Last thing I'm going to say is go ahead and get your copy now, because this book, Born to Risk, will help you in so many dynamic ways that will change your life for the better, that will help encourage you, inspire you, and empower you. But you'll never know until you get the book. So you can go right over to Emilio's page. You can contact me direct, and definitely contact John direct and get your signed copy. So with no further ado, we look forward to seeing all of you on the next episode of 15 Minutes of Success. Be blessed, don't stress, don't take no mess, and always do your best as you ignite and take flight in the 15 minutes of success of your life. Thanks. See ya.
Thank you for watching the show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ring that bell so you won't miss a thing. And we'll see you on the next episode of 15 Minutes of Success, where powerful entrepreneurs share what they do so you can be successful too. If you want to be a guest on the show, please connect with us at lotus@lotusrichetiguitesyou.com. And we'll see you on the other side of 15 Minutes of Success.
That's right, John Emery was in the house today. What a magnificent speaker, podcast host, and now a dynamic author. Get your copy from John Emery.
Success is in the eye of the beholder. See it, create it, and be it.